I'm going to try and record this video without being too long. This is going to be a little bit ranty, or ranty, or I'm going to get annoyed basically. Subject of the video is art. I'm going to put that down because that gives everything away. But I'm going to discuss first off my hatred of art and the origins of my hatred of art. And I'm going to say it's not art in a broad sense, the arts, music, TV, film, video games, etc. I consider all of those art forms. I like those art forms. I always have and always will continue to. I'm talking more fine art and my reasons for detesting it for quite a while. I studied fine art for 3 years, as in proper exam work. Obviously before that I did art in school and it was sort of crappy and I didn't enjoy it at all. No, I did enjoy it before that because I was kind of just let to do my own thing. The teachers saw potential in me and just let me do my own thing, and that was great. I loved that. Except in 1 year when I had this teacher that just would not let me do what I wanted to do, and my techniques were wrong. How can art techniques be wrong? I don't understand. If art is what it's supposed to be, you can't get it wrong. You can tell I'm gonna get annoyed at this, but yeah, my art techniques were wrong according to her. Just the fact that no, you can't put that line there. That's wrong. Where do the wrong answers come in art? I don't understand it. I'm quite an expressive artist, and I like to do my own art. And when I started doing my art exams, everything was sort of based around finding another artist's work and copying it. So this wasn't art. This was sort of like prehistoric photocopying, and I wasn't enjoying it. I'm gonna find a different position to sit in because I'm breaking my leg by sitting on it, and it's not comfortable. Yeah, it was sort of like we were just copying everything, and if I tried to, I assume some, I assume art is like that, isn't like exams and stuff where you copy stuff for inspiration or something like that. I don't know, but this wasn't. When I was trying to pull inspiration from things and use the techniques I found in my own ways, that was wrong too because I wasn't copying. And as a writer, I know that if I do that with a book, then that's plagiarism. What is it in art? Is it just, as far as I can tell, that's called an art exam, and I didn't like that. And I was basically told GCSE level, which is in the UK sort of like end of high school exams, GCSE level, I was told there's no way you're going to pass this exam. Fair enough. I don't understand what was so crappy about my work that I was definitely not going to pass. And it was sort of like, it wasn't a maybe you're not going to pass, if you do this you might get better grade. It was, you're definitely not going to pass. So that kind of upset me, but oh well, I went through my exam, and I honestly, still to this day, I don't know what about my work was so crappy. It was praised by everyone except my art teacher. Including other art teachers. And by the way, this teacher is the same teacher I had 1 year. That 1 year that I hated because she said all my techniques were wrong. Same teacher I had for my exams, which is possibly the worst thing that could have happened. Because the year before that, I had a teacher that was incredible. The other kids, end of the year, bit of a treat. He took them to go do clay pots and stuff because, as kids, this is like 1 year before we started our final exams in high school. As kids, everyone was interested in clay. Everyone wanted to go and do clay and, make clay pots and stuff. I didn't. I wanted to do a painting, and I did. I did a landscape painting. It is, to this day, my favourite painting I ever did in school. Slightly rivaled by my actual exam piece for my GCSE, which was of a shipwreck, which I was told mid-exam, sort of, the art exams are 10 hours long. I don't know if that's the case for the exam that I was in. It was 10 hours long. It was done over the course of 2 days in 5-hour bursts. It's incredible, right? Like, only a few hours left, I was told to throw my final piece in the bin, my final art piece of the shipwreck, which I liked. I was putting the finishing touches on it, you know. Last few hours of work, I was gonna make this look as best I could. She told me to throw it in the bin. My art teacher told me to throw it in the bin, start again. Why? I don't know. She just told me I had to. Did I? No. I didn't throw it. I just spent like coming up to 10 hours on this one painting. There was no way I was going to throw it in the bin. So I didn't. And I kept it. And that art exam that I was definitely going to fail, that art exam where I needed to start again and didn't, I passed. That one that I was definitely going to fail, I passed. I took fine art again for A-level thinking, yeah, this is definitely something I need to be doing. I need to be doing art. And I kind of hoped I was going to get a different teacher. I didn't get a different teacher. And I am sure this teacher was the head of the art department. She chose the classes. If she hated me so much, why didn't she put me in a different class? I'll tell you why. Because she wanted to make my life a living hell. She wanted to make me regret ever taking fine art. And I don't even know why. It baffles me to this day. She just didn't like me. And I hadn't given her any reason not to like me. I got on with the work. I did... Yeah. Other than the fact that I was free in my artwork. Sorry, this is going to be a long video, but it has a point, believe me. And it's a point that you might be interested in. Or maybe not. And if you're not interested, just go now. Yeah, I just never really given her a reason to hate me. But she did, and I don't know why. Anyway, I took it for A-level, which is basically just after high school. But I did... It's essentially college, but in high school, because I didn't want to leave high school. I really enjoyed the high school and what I had to offer, so I thought, well, screw it, I'm going to stay here. I like my teachers, and I'm going to spend as much time with them as I can. But I didn't like my fine art teacher. I wonder if you had caught up on that fact by now or not. But yeah, I was now in this position where I was doing it again. I had the same teacher, and instead of dropping out when I could, I stayed with it, and I shouldn't have. Also, this may be a really kind of bold accusation to make, but I think the hatred towards me may have been something to do with sexism. That's a bold claim. However, I'm going to back it up with proof now, or proof that I saw. The class was very, very female dominant. There was so many more girls in the class than there was us fellas. I don't know why I said it like that. There was about 3 male students in the class, I being one of them, and they all dropped out in sequence. They weren't quite as hated as me. I have to point that out. But the other male students dropped out. And I decided I wanted to drop out before my exam. So I went to drop out. And I was told I couldn't. Even though other people had. So obviously there was a definite hatred towards me. But it was similar treatment that had made the other boys in the class drop out. So that's what leads me to think it was a sexist thing. And I'd been told by boys in different classes that they get very similar treatment. Obviously just not as bad, and I don't understand what led me to be so hated. But anyway, after I was told I couldn't drop out, I had this mentality where I don't want to be here. I don't even want to pass the exam anymore. Art means nothing to me. I hate it. So I was not doing work. I was using my wit against the teacher, which is not something I ever do, and is not something I ever suggest you do. But this was the situation I was in. I was like, screw this. I don't care anymore. So I was using my wit, and I have kind of like razor blade wit, where I can cut you down if you even try with me, with my quick humour. And I was insulting my teacher in ways she couldn't quite understand. But my friends, these were 2 female friends, which is why they were let off the hook with the whole abuse thing. I'm still playing the sexist card. It was definitely sexism. yeah, they were tuned to my humour. They knew what I meant when I said certain things. I can't remember any of the jokes, otherwise I'd repeat them to you. But I've just remembered. No one else that was there can remember them either. I just sometimes I get. Do you remember when you said that thing to the teacher? What thing? I can't remember what you said, but we were in stitches. Okay. It was just that sort of thing, and I think it was just the fact that it was so witty that the humour was there. It was just under layers and layers of disguise, but people just couldn't remember the jokes, and I can't remember them, so I'm sorry. Otherwise, I would tell. But apparently, they were side-splittingly funny. So that was, yeah, and I stopped doing the work. I stopped completely. I didn't want to do art anymore. Hated it. Couldn't stand it. Didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go into the exam, and I was told I was definitely not going to pass it. I know I would because I passed the year before, but I didn't like art anymore, so I wasn't going to bother. So I didn't do any work, and I was kicked out of art. I was kicked off the course, which to most people that would have been like, oh no, I got kicked off. I wanted it to happen, so I thought I'll take a kick to the CV if I have to, like, or my UCAS reference, which is basically how we get into university in this country. I don't know whether that's a similar system anywhere else, but you get points, and it's very much like a video game. You get points depending on how well you do in school and college, and those points go towards what's known as your UCAS reference, which is, this is how good this person is. This is why you should or shouldn't let them into your university. And I was like, didn't want to go to university anyway. University was kind of going to be one of those, I could do it, but I don't really want to sort of things. I just wanted to build my portfolio and go with it. And if I had, like, if I had the drive to do it later in the future, I would go and get a degree in something, simply to say I had a degree in something. But it wasn't something that I needed, sort of thing. Because I'd heard all these stories about the industry I want to get into. They're not interested. They just want your portfolio. Because you give them a portfolio, they know you can do the work that they want you to do. You tell them you've got a degree, and they're like, Christ, we've got to train them now. So that was why I wasn't too bothered about like UCAS reference and stuff, because I didn't want to go to university. I kind of wanted to go to college for another 2 years, get the experience that I wanted, which is the next 2 years of my life. I'm going to be in college, getting the experience that I need to get. My face might have got a lot less blue. It's because my monitor's just gone off. Don't worry about that. I didn't really need to tell you that. See, I wasn't really fussed about all of that. So, bottom line of the story is I hated art by this point. The part of the story that I've been getting to, the point of this story is about a year has passed now since I had the horrible experiences with fine art. I've been dropped off the course for nearly a year now, and I have been on Photoshop drawing some things, and I've been uploading to DeviantArt, and crazy response actually. As soon as I started posting things, I posted 2 new bits of artwork, and they were favorited within seconds by people. So great response, and I thank anyone who does favorite my work, and I will have eternal gratitude for anyone that buys any of my prints. I mean, Jesus, it was an option on there, and I thought, well, I'll tick that because I don't have money, and if I can get money somehow, then I'll do it because I need money and I don't have any. And did I get that point across? So I thought I'd do that. So my DeviantArt is in the description. If you do want to buy any of my prints, it would be great. I don't offer free downloads at the moment, but I think I should. I think I will. I definitely will. I'm going to offer free downloads because I'm not going to be one of those people. If you do want to use any of my pieces for commercial purposes, just talk to me about it, and I'll be more than happy to sort something out with you. It's not on, I don't allow it for commercial purposes without talking to me, because I'd like to know what's happening with my art and where it's going. It's not on share alike or anything, so if you do want to do anything with it, just talk to me, and I'll probably be in a good mood and talk to you nicely about it. I'll definitely be in a good mood, don't worry, I'm not horrible. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Link in the description to my DeviantArt. Go have a look and tell me what you think of my new art stuff. Some of it's quite surreal, but simple. I like simplicity, I like surrealism, I like crazy stuff that makes you think. and I like entertaining stuff and quite funny stuff sometimes and quite cool stuff, like sci-fi and stuff. So you might get some of that as well. So stuff that makes you think mostly, though. I hope. See you soon, guys. I keep talking and I don't want to.